What we gonna do with the money? Lady, do you hear I was crazy? It wasn't about the money. I didn't know I was going in to get money. She had none of that. But I know these are young people with their high-powered suits on, and I like them. I remember when, but today I have to realize I'm a senior citizen. So I think in this county, the systems that really failed me was the judicial system. Because when I finally got a chance and I went before the judge, when the department came down on my neck so tough I couldn't breathe, I said, oh Lord, finally I get a court date. The Judge Castrado, whatever, sat there, he listened, he did the math from the receipts and everything, and he come up with the same thing I said. When they were trying to charge me an extra deposit. He said, if she looks like she owes you $59, that's what I owe. Court was recessed that Friday. When he came back that Monday, he hit the gavel and told me to pay the $14.82. Now that might sound real easy to him, but where I'm supposed to get it? And where did you get your math from over the weekend? Did you see the Pakistanis? I don't know, but I know things changed from Friday, and the court documents don't lie. That was last April. So March, Trinity pushed me out. April, Judge Castrado, he ruled on that, and all this stuff going through my mind. Why are they treating me like this, you know? But I didn't want any special treatment. I just wanted the treatment you're supposed to give any human being that comes up in here. Supposed to give them medical care. You're supposed to render decisions accordingly. If you can't remember, then it's time not to be a judge anymore, perhaps. I don't know. But that's what happened. And I know they're doing this, the stenographers are there for a reason. So all this is on record, thank God. So that failed me. So I got a healthcare system that failed me. I got a government system that's failing me. I got a judicial system that's failing me. And all of it was a bit too much. And then I had the MDOC on my neck. MDOC steady pressing me because my son is there. You know, everything is money, money, money with this state. And you know what? I did 25 years with him. So, they say prison. I guess I ain't never physically been locked up. But as a mother, I've been locked up 25 years. 25 years of my life. And enough was enough. Because they violated it, which they do to our young men and women, just to get them back in the system. Because the state of Michigan, I understand, needs the money. But when you sentence somebody to 18 months, I'm sitting out here 22 months waiting on my child to come home. Again, all these are pulling on me like a string, pulling on me, pushing on me. I couldn't breathe. I could not breathe. But I was trying to get to the mental health place. I had went twice before this happened and saw a therapist. The only thing he could do was give me the paper, God bless him, and try to give me some exercises to breathe. And I did breathe. And to count the colors, count the cows, that sounds good. But when you have a mental health issue, and you can't sleep at night, and you stay up, I stayed up over that time. I lost 36 pounds over 3 months time. That's a little much. When I look back, that's a little much. I probably needed to, but I didn't want to lose it like that. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. And I'm supposed to count the things, the cows jumping. And I appreciated that. I didn't say that to him because he was trying the best he could. But I couldn't see a medical doctor to order me anything for another 2 months. So altogether, that's going to be 5 months I got to I waited to that last Friday, and I can remember that Friday. I waited, and I went there, and I fell in the parking lot. And in spite of falling and people trying to help me, I was trying to get to that appointment. I was 8 minutes late, and they told me, no, she can't see you. I waited 5 months, and she couldn't wait 8 minutes. God, what am I gonna do? And I remember going back to my vehicle and sitting in that car. The appointment was at 1 o'clock, and something broke in that car. I was there that evening when they got off, knowing they wouldn't open back up to Monday. I went into emergency rooms, medic clinics, all they're gonna do, we can't give you any kind of mental health medications. We can refer you to Health West because all the money comes to the county. So the county won't see me over here, but they'll see me over here. I do something stupid, but I'm begging them to see me. And again, all this is on record. That Friday, I left there. I don't remember leaving there. I remember people leaving there. But I remember that Saturday, being on a porch, my sister's porch. And a storm was coming over the lake. And I remember because I was trying to get home before the storm came. Now I can't tell you if the storm came. I know I must have made it home. But I don't remember that Saturday that well, and I don't remember that Sunday at all. And that Monday, I got up. I guess I did put on a dress. Like the clothes I saw in that picture, I did a lot of things in 20 minutes time. I changed clothes, I hid money, I did a lot of things. To my recollection. I know my car wouldn't go past 15 miles an hour because my antifreeze thing had broke. So I looked real crazy trying to rob a bank in a car that's not running. Because I couldn't afford to fix it and pay rent too. Everything was coming down on me. Oh God. So, they sent me way down to the forensic center. The county paid for all that. I guess I got to pay for that. Somewhere along the line it was said I came to this courtroom right before. I remember that. And I remember wanting help. Wanting to reach out for help. But I couldn't. See, I can go give help when Mr. Hilson want me to come down here to tell him somebody, but I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. So over a period of time, if I don't do that, now guns I have a problem with in my community, in everybody's community. Yes, but other than that, don't call me. Don't call me. You don't make no snitch out of me. I'm not gonna do that. So if he's upset, put all that in there. That's what he thought. I thought he was my friend the way he called me.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
I'm giving you the time you need, but we need to.
I'm wrapping it up now.
All right.
So the bottom line, I had a psychotic break. I finally found that out through kept going to Health West. And I kept persisting what happened to me because I want to know. Because whatever happened can't happen again if I leave. So I found out. So I'm telling you, all these entities were on me. Did anybody look at psychotic break? when you have a lot of pressure, and I already knew I had a mental health issue of hypersensitivity. I messed my spinal cord up, and all of that comes into play for me. Now my feet are becoming affected. Do the medication restrain and hold my feet? No. They wouldn't be able to be, but I'm sitting here now, numb and buzzed, and my feet are. I can't walk. That's what you think of me. That's what I think of you too. But I'm sitting here, unable to walk at 69 years old. I'm going to take my medication wherever I'm at, for me as well as others. But for me first, because I don't want to feel like I felt during this time ever again. Today I have a doctor, a primary care physician, and a therapist at Health West. I like my therapist at Health West. I go see him every other week. I'd like to continue that. It's a court. I would like to continue that. I work with Josh, and we have a good rapport. You know, there's been times I've been lost in a hotel room. That's what you call. I don't do hotel rooms anymore. I do the holes in the wall. If I can't go in there and take a shower, but he found me. You know, he cares about me, and I care about him. So I would like to continue working with him if possible. Because probation, I'll go if I can, but I'm not going to, if I can't walk, then what, you know? See, Josh will come to me, and come to me, you know? If they'll do it virtual, I'll do it. The last time I was on probation, they kicked me off because they got tired of me. Because I didn't have anything else to do. I was glad to go and talk, but I got somebody to talk to now, you know? And I don't have a vehicle. My vehicle was torn up. Finally, I hear when I was going to get the antifreeze pump fixed, they tore my vehicle up. Paid $14.85 for it. It got 4 blocks. Now I have to go to court to come down here to try to get my $1,485 back. Hopefully I'll go in front of a different judge than I had before. It's been hard. This past year, almost since I've been on bond. And I bonded myself. I've been out among the community, but I'm on medication. I was out among the community. I made almost 24 years with my medication. If I make it 10, hopefully God will take me. I'm ready to go now. It's gotten so bad for me. I've gotten thrown out where I live. I paid my rent and they still put me out. They set my stuff out in the blizzard. That was my king's holiday, seeing my wooden furnitures going outside. I went into shop. I've never been evicted from anywhere. I was thrown out. But they told me that would happen if I didn't shut up. Like she's looking at me like something's gonna happen now if I don't shut up. But I just need to say today that I have tried so hard. I have worked so hard. And you know, an attorney down here said to me one day, you don't want your legacy to end like that. I didn't know I had a legacy. I was just doing the work. I was just doing what made me feel good, helping others. Ooh, I've heard some real, I'm grateful that through all of this adversity, that I have a God of my understanding. And I got back to where I got that from. I went to the tables of narcotics. And I've sat there and I've shared. See, I'll share there openly, honestly. If you put me on probation, if that's what you want to do, I'll do that. I'd rather have a deferred sentence. You can defer my sentence for 5 years if I live that long. and see what I do on my own. Because there's a lot of work out here to be done, and the workers are few. Half of them full of marijuana, you know, but today, see, I can walk through the air, I'm allergic to THC, but I can't get around it anymore. Everywhere you go, you get fentanyl on your hands from touching money. You know, I think all of it became too real and too righteous for me to scare me, along with the other things that was happening.
Absolutely no indication whatsoever that she would ever commit this kind of crime. I don't know how many days before this happened, Ms. Jones actually was in here, and we were chatting about her wanting to help with the youth in the community. And those are conversations that we had a lot when I was campaigning about the gun violence in our community. And quite frankly, when I found out about this, I was shocked. Actually in disbelief. And I remember telling Mr. Weaver, I said, didn't you just see her in here? And talking to her, I mean, what was going on? And Ms. Jones, I really wish that if you were going through that, you certainly could have asked me. I would have gotten you help, and I wish you would have asked. But sometimes these things happen, sometimes for a good reason. You know, I mean, out of some of these things come good. I mean, clearly, and I know you. I mean, I think you would never intentionally put somebody in fear. This poor teller, unfortunately, their second day on the job was according to PSI, and this is the worst thing that can happen to a bank teller is getting robbed. But I'm, you know, not even based on my own personal experiences, but what I've, you know, heard from others. This is not you. This is clearly a mental health break.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think, I don't think it's a controversial statement to say our mental health system in this country, in this state, in this county is broken. We need more money. We need a lot more money. We need a lot more providers, and we don't have it. And it's something I deal with as a judge every day because I got to send people to prison with mental health issues. It's not for lack of people working at it. We're trying, but there's just not enough money and resources here and throughout the country. And this is an example of sometimes where mental health intervention unfortunately comes after someone's been arrested. But I do say this, I think it's a good thing because I think we have you back on track to where I want you to be. In terms of sentencing considerations, as a court, I have to look at, you know, four primary things: rehabilitation, punitive, sanctions, essentially rehabilitation of the offender, and essentially sending a message to the community that this is not allowed. I think, Ms. Jones, I think the punishment is enough already for you. I think you've beaten yourself up over this. And I will tell you, you can't change a thing, but you can move on, and I think you're addressing your mental health. I think now it's time for you to take care of yourself. I think we had a conversation about that one time, about you trying to help somebody with a house or something else like that, and I think maybe it's time for you to just take care of yourself now at your age. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. At some point in time, you got to take care of yourself and your own mental health first. And I'm glad you're doing that. There does need to be appropriate sanction, and the court wants to make sure that your mental health is monitored. So your guidelines are 0 to 17. The court's going to put you on probation for a period of 24 months. I'm going to adopt new special conditions of probation that's recommended by agent coordinated to that